Hi guys! So today we're going to talk about the basics of essential oils. Maybe you know a little bit about them, maybe you've never heard of them. That's totally fine. So I'm going to try to keep it pretty simple for you. First, I'd like to introduce myself. So my name is Nathalie Conti. I am the author behind the blog French Food and Crafts. I am also a young living distributor. As you may have noticed, I have a slight accent. I was born and raised in France. I have 4 children. I have 3 boys and 1 girl. My 3 boys are 23, 17, 13, and I have a daughter who is 11. I am also a registered nurse by trade. I have worked in many areas of nursing, such as med-surg, progressive care, emergency room, psychiatry, which was not my favorite, and nursing informatics. So I've seen quite a bit in all those years in nursing. But once I had children of my own, I got a little bit nervous about, all the chemicals that were in my home, like the toxic chemicals. So I tried to swap some of our bathroom cleaners, our shampoos, anything that I thought was, a toxic chemical that I looked up online that was either like a hormone disruptor or a possible carcinogen. I mean, anything that I thought was bad for my kids, I just got rid of it. But then about a couple years ago, my son Chris was diagnosed with asthma, and he would have asthma attacks quite frequently. So that was kind of a wake-up call for me and my husband. So we started doing a little more research on ways to rid our house of all the extra chemicals that were still in our house and that was making our child's sickness worse. My main goal at the time was just to alleviate his symptoms. And that is when I was kind of reintroduced to essential oils. I say reintroduced because my mother actually used to diffuse essential oils all the time around the house. She would, rub my feet with lavender, put a few drops on my pillow at night so I would sleep better, and it really worked quite well actually. But I never really put the two together, so, I never realized how powerful essential oils can be. So I started shopping, I went online, I went to Amazon. Everybody goes to Amazon. Sometimes they have good prices, sometimes not so much. And then I also went to our local stores, and I just wanted to experiment all those essential oils that were out there. So I bought a few homes, and then I tried different, recipes, and I just experimented with them. And I realized that, some were like either too diluted or some were full of pesticides and chemicals, and they weren't really doing anything for us. But then I bought some Young Living essential oils, and I immediately noticed a huge difference and great benefits to my family. So we began replacing everything under our sink with 1 bottle of Dave's cleaner. I pretty much use essential oils in place of supplements because oil-infused vitamins have more benefits than a supplement without oils in it. I use oils in the diffusers around the house to help, with our emotions and stress. I use them to calm down my family, I also use them to get rid of smells. I even make my own toothpaste with oils. And I pretty much use it for everything. So that's kind of like a big passion for me because I see such an increase in the level of sickness in our medical system. And I really believe that we live in a toxic world. I mean, we're not eating a high-quality diet. We're bombarded with toxins, and it's kind of like becoming my mission to help people change this because it's really not that hard to do. So I even have recipes on my blog, and sometimes I get emails from people saying that they've tried some of my recipes and thanking me for introducing them to those recipes and trying essentials because it's really made a noticeable change in their health. I mean, that makes me so happy to know how those toxic chemicals, can be eliminated from your house, if you just become aware of it. And then, you can get a positive response from essential oils as if you use them frequently. So I really wanted to make this class to teach you guys about essential oils, to tell you about what they are, how long they've been around, the do's and don'ts. Stuff like that. I mean, that's a very basic class to get you started if you're very curious about essential oils, or if you just, kind of learn more about it. But I can tell you that I don't go a day without using my oils. I can't do without my oils, and I hope you take some value from this class as well. So first, I always want to start everything with the disclaimer. I'm actually a medical professional, but this is not intended as medical advice. This information is for educational purposes only. It is not intended to or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. I do not replace your licensed medical professional and do not diagnose nor take any responsibility for your health. I strongly encourage you to do your own research and discuss your findings with your medical professionals that you go to and trust. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. However, I believe that when you give the body what it needs, the body can heal itself. Views expressed in this presentation apply only to French food and crafts. Individual results may vary. So I strongly believe that when you give the body the support that it needs, the body can heal itself. This is one of the things that I am most passionate about, and educating and empowering people to take their health into their hands and really see how amazing our bodies are and how our bodies know exactly what to do if we just support their wellness. I also want to read you Gary Young quote. He's the founder of Young Living Essentials. He said, "We are about lifestyle and strengthening the body through nutrition and the power of essential oils. When we do this, the body will take care of itself. We are about self-improvement and living life to the fullest." So let's learn about essential oils together in the comfort of your home. So what exactly is the fuss about these oils? I mean, what are they? Well, they are the lifeblood of the plant. They're like the plant's immune system because the oil is essential to the plant's survival. See, just like our bodies, our blood carries oxygen through our bodies. The oils provide oxygen, nutrients to the plants, helping them fight off anything that doesn't belong there. I mean, some people even call them nature's living energy because they contain unique constituents that provide a host of benefits. Oils are found within shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, raisins, fruits, herbs, and seeds. Essential oils are volatile liquids, which means that the scent of the oil rises quickly into the air, and they're not greasy at all. In fact, if you leave the cap of the bottle and you leave it sit out, it will evaporate. I actually have a conditioner spray that I use every day, and it doesn't make my hair greasy at all, so it's kind of wonderful. They are also versatile with a wide variety of uses. Some people use essential oils to live in an environment, support different body systems, or just because they smell wonderful. In humans, oils can provide support for every system of the body, for your skeletal system, your muscular system, your circulatory system, your endocrine system, your hormones, your brain health and healthy weight. They are used extensively for emotions as well and for spiritual support in your prayer life. I personally like to diffuse frankincense, especially when I'm getting ready to pray, because see, I'm the kind of person that just go in my room and my thoughts start wandering off, and I'm thinking about what the kids are going to eat for dinner, what they're doing, what I'm praying, so I like to diffuse a little frankincense and kind of lean over it and then start praying, and then I can really give the Lord my full attention. Now, an oil in a diffuser can soothe a child's tough day at school and provide a calming effect when you have had a stressful day at work. Oils can be used as an alternative to cleaning chemicals in the home as well. I mean, I use them all the time. I mean, you can literally start swapping out every single chemical cleaning toxin, such as your Lysol, your Pine Sol, your bleach in your home, just to live a pure lifestyle. And you can do it without even breaking the bank. That's the part I really like. I use the Thieves Cleaner that Young Living sells. I think it's one of the products that, I use that product everywhere. I use it to wipe down my counters, my floors, my bathroom, my stove. I clean my windows with it, and it probably cost me like $1 to make it. And see, these oils are very potent oils, and that is why they're so effective in supporting our wellness. Now, essential oils are nothing new, and they are mentioned over 180 times in the Bible. They were first mentioned by name in Genesis chapter 27 when Joseph was sold to the slave traders. They carried spicery, balm, and myrrh. Genesis ends with the burial of Joseph's father anointed with myrrh. Oils are mentioned directly or indirectly in scriptures about 1,100 times. So if anyone ever comes to you and say that they can't use essential oils because they're not biblical, you can tell them that 70% of the books in the Bible make mention of them. Now, oils were also very used by Christ. I mean, even Jesus was given gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Frankincense is nicknamed the coconut oil of essential oils because it has over 10,000 uses just for that one oil. Essential oils were used by the medieval Europeans, many of whom brought oils back during the Crusades. Also in 1922, 122 liters of essential oils were found in King can't say his name, sorry, Tut's tomb. When tested, they discovered all chemical constituents, meaning they're still just as potent as ever. I mean, think about it, about all these years, these oils were still potent. I mean, that is just awesome. They're still as effective many years later. This is amazing. And there are over 14,000 references to essential oils in National Library of Medicine. So if you go to pubmed.gov, you can look that up, and it's really exciting. I mean, I love that it's out there and you can just go find it yourself. Now, essential oils oxygenate the cells. They support the body's natural detoxification process. They make the cells more permeable so they can defend all those unwanted guests in our bodies. Some can even cross the blood-brain barrier and are helpful in supporting all of the body systems that we've mentioned earlier. You know, the digestive, muscular, respiratory system, integumentary system, which is the skin, which is the largest body system in a human body. Each oil, just like every living thing, carries a scientifically measurable frequency. Each oil has the capacity to raise your body frequency. So the more you're applying oils to yourself and your family, the higher the body frequency and the potential for better overall wellness increases. So it is important to use those oils frequently for best results. Essential oils have the highest frequencies of any major natural substance, thus offering a natural way for harmonic wellness at all levels, like physical level, emotional level, mental and spiritual levels. This is actually one of the biggest mistakes people make, is that, you know, they go buy an essential oil and then they put it only once on, you know, and then they're like, well, I tried it and it's really not working well. I tell them that's because it gets in and out of your body within like 20 minutes. So it cycles through all the blood cells in the body, so you have to keep reapplying them often in order to get a good result. And I have personally noticed that if I use my oils regularly, that is when I notice the biggest difference and highest benefits. For example, I actually use frankincense to support the skin, and I put it every single day on my skin, and it is nothing short but amazing. I mean, this is probably my favorite one that I just cannot live without. Now, essential oils also carry an antioxidant value. You may have heard of the ORAC scale. It's spelled ORAC. I want you to look it up later. It stands for Oxygen Radical Absorbance Capacity. And it's basically its oil's capacity to inhibit free radicals. So free radicals are being created all the time by oxidative damage from stress and pollutant from the air, from the environment, or environmental factors, you know, even from the water and the food that we ingest. I mean, so basically the oils help negate that process and cancel out all of those free radicals, supporting our body wellness. So when you think about our antioxidants, I mean, what do you really think about? It makes me think about berries, you know, like blueberries, raspberries, elderberries, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is actually one of my favorites, and it has an ORAC score of 21,000. So you will have to actually consume one of these high antioxidants food about 3 to 4 times a day for optimal health. Now, who does that really? Well, clove essential oil is actually the champion of all with an ORAC score of over 10 million, which means that one drop of clove contains 400 times more antioxidant per unit volume than wolfberries, which is the most powerful of all fruits. I mean, that's amazing. There's actually a supplement called Longevity that you can either get as an oil or a capsule that Young Living offers, and it has an ORAC score of over 1.5 million. I really recommend that one. All right, now it's time to talk about therapeutic grade. Let me tell you a little bit about oil story. When I first started experimenting with oils, I would keep buying those cheap oils online, you know, on Amazon, farmers market, grocery store. I mean, lavender smelled really nice in my bath, but it didn't really do anything for me. So let me tell you, there is no rating system at all for essential oils in the United States. The closest that we get is an FDA requirement that says it has to be at least 5% of oil in the bottle to be considered therapeutic grade or organic or pure. I mean, only 5%, which means that the over 95% can be carriers, chemical extenders, solvent. I mean, it can be garbage as far as I know, and that's totally legal under US law. And that kind of frustrates me as a mom, because when I go to the grocery store, I can just pick up a cereal box, I can flip it over, and I can see all the nutrition facts on it. But then when I flip a bottle of essential oil, there's nothing. There's no nutrition facts at all. I mean, you really have no idea what's in that little bottle that you're holding. So you have to go with integrity and trust the company that you're working with. There is definitely a difference between a $6 lavender bottle and a $23.50 wholesale cost of Young Living bottle of lavender. I mean, personally, when I grab my bottle of lavender to put on my foot, like last time when I burned myself, I mean, I need to know for sure that it's the highest quality possible and it's going to be safe and effective. Now, I think this is probably the most important part of this class. I mean, you all want to use your essential oils that smell good. You want them to make you feel good without all the toxins added into your home. So let's talk about the 4 categories that oils fall under. You have grade A, which are therapeutic. They're made from organically grown plants and distilled at low temperatures. You have grade B, food grade, but they may contain some synthetics, pesticides, fertilizers, chemical extenders, even carrier oils. And then you have grade C, perfume oils. They often contain like adulterating chemicals such as hexane, and those solvents can be cancerous, and they are found in many store-bought oils. And they also may have like 80 to 95% of alcohol in it. Grade D are floral water oils, which is basically for its smell. It's usually a byproduct of grade A distillation. After all the oil is pulled out, the leftover trash water is sold to companies which will fill 5% of the bottle with this leftover trash water, and then they fill the rest with carriers, and then they put a nice label on it, and then they call it, pure. So grade A is really the only true pure oil. I mean, grade D would be like walking into your fridge, you grab a glass of orange juice, you dilute it 95% before you drink it. I mean, you wouldn't have the full benefits of orange juice, and that's really why you want grade A oils. Now, I have friends of mine that told me, hey, Nathalie, if I want to take an oil internally, okay, I probably would use Young Living oils. But if I want to diffuse it and only want a nice little smell in my home, I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of oil I use. I'll tell them, yes, absolutely. I mean, it does matter. You don't want any amount of pesticides in your home. I mean, it's really important to know the source of where your oils are coming from. And this is why you want grade A oils. So before you purchase, check to see if the company grows their own plants, if they own their own fields, if they control the entire process from seed to seal, from the farm to the bottle. Because pesticides, pollution previously from land, I mean, all it can affect the quality of an oil. So all Young Living's oils are grade A. Now let me tell you a thing that's very important to me. I mean, it takes a great deal of work to produce a tiny little amount of essential oil. For example, it takes about 60,000 rose blossoms to produce 1 ounce of rose oil. It takes 220 pounds of lavender to provide 7 pounds of oil. And lavender is very abundant. Jasmine flowers. It has to be picked by hand before the sun becomes hot on the very first day they open. That seems like a stressful job to me. I mean, it's probably the reason why it's the most expensive oil in the world. I mean, it takes like 8 million hand-picked blossoms to produce like 2.2 pounds of oil. It's amazing. But you have to remember that a little goes a long way. Most oils are like I would say $30 a bottle, and a 5 ml bottle, you can probably have like 90 to 100 drops, and a 15 ml bottle contains about 250 to 300 drops. So, and every time you apply, like, let's say 1 to 3 drops, you can get about 45 to 90 applications. That's why I like to use a thieves cleaner, because it's made of plants and it only costs me about $1.50 a bottle to make, depending on how much I use. It's amazing. And I don't have to spend that much money to clean my house. It's wonderful. You can't even get that in the organic section of the grocery store. It replaces everything. Multi-purpose cleaner, glass cleaner, floor cleaner, window cleaner. The organic versions of those probably can run like between $4 to $6 a bottle. Now, when you have a chance later, I really want you to take a look at the ingredient list of what you have in your bathroom and kitchen cabinets. I dare you to go in those cabinets and pull out your bottles, and I want you to check all those ingredients. Every day we put things on our skin, in our body, and even breathing, that contain damaging chemicals. The average woman applies over 300 chemicals a day to her body just through 4 things: soap, makeup, shampoo, and hair care. 80 of those chemicals are right before breakfast. I think that's quite scary. So there is actually a phone app, iPhone app, that's what I have. It's called Think Dirty, and you can scan all your bottles. It will tell you exactly what the ingredients are and tell you how chemically toxic they are. So that will give you a pretty good idea of what you need to do next. So essential oils have one ingredient, it's just lemon or tangerines, peppermint or lavender. There is nothing added. There's nothing else in the bottle but distilled plants. No chemicals, nothing added, no yuck. So, you probably wonder why other companies sell their oil so cheap. Well, they do cut corners, and, they can save money in other ways. If you use a chemical solvent to extract the oil, you pull more out. If you dilute it with a cheaper oil or carrier, you stretch the oil you have distilled. That is why they sell them much cheaper. So you have to remember that not all oils are made equal. It's as simple as that. It's like comparing apples and oranges. It's just like the food. The food's not made equally. When I go to the grocery store, I see that 80-20 irradiated rib meat, and then I see the pasture grass-fed beef. Well, they're not the same products, and it's exactly the same with essential oils. And that is why I use Young Living. Now let's talk about the different ways to use essential oils. This is by far my favorite one to research. I know that the oils work when they hit the body because I use them every single day, and they do work, I'm telling you. Now, how can we use these wonderful oils? The first way to use them is by inhalation. So the inhalation of essential oils heightens the senses, and they can trigger numerous desired responses in the body. Oils can be inhaled by direct inhalation, simply by smelling them. You can also use a diffuser, which disperses the oil in a microfine vapor into the air. I love the Young Living diffuser because it will not hit the oils, Therefore, I'm pretty sure I'm getting all the full benefits of the essential oil, and all those diffusers that they sell. In the other stores, they have extreme heat, which can damage important constituents in the oil. So diffusing makes your house smell good, So I'm telling you, candle junkies, I used to be one. If you guys love burning candles, especially during the fall, like pumpkins, cinnamon scents and stuff, I'm telling you, there are some amazing diffuser blends that you can blend in the fall and in the winter, even during the holiday season. Christmas spirit is a great one to diffuse during Christmas time, which is my favorite time of the year, and it's coming way too soon this year, let me tell you. There's also brain power and rosemary. They're a great one too, to use to help your kids focus during homework time. I also like to diffuse purification after I have made a stinky meal, especially when I use garlic and onions, because it kind of smells, and that kind of calms down, the smell, and it works like magic. And you can also fill like a humidifier with water and put a tissue or a small cloth and sprinkle it with a few drops of oil, like in the front of the escaping steam. Of course, you don't want to put any oil in your humidifier because that might damage your humidifier, but the oil will actually float on top of the water instead of rising, if you put it in it, so don't do that. Now, one thing that I also like to do is just like during the winter season. If I feel like I'm getting a little cold or something, I like put hot water in a bowl, and I had a few drops of eucalyptus. I cover my head and bowl in a tent-like fashion with a towel, and then I breathe deeply and slowly, and that really works. And you can also place a few drops on cotton balls, when you're like in air vans at home or maybe in the car. I mean, they're great air fresheners. But let me tell you, there are a few oils that you probably don't want to diffuse just because they're really strong, like cinnamon and oregano. I know oregano in a diffuser, it's kind of like smelling 100 pizzas up your nose. I mean, it's very, very strong. And one thing to remember also is you can become desensitized to an oil if you're using the same one day after day after day. I mean, I recommend really rotating your oils every 3 to 4 days. The next way to use your oils is topically. So because of their molecular structure, essential oils are rapidly absorbed by the skin. One thing to know is there are essential oils that are photosensitive, which means that you really don't want to be outside after you put one of those oils, especially like citrus oils like grapefruit and lemon. I mean, you don't want to apply lemon on you and then go gardening for 2 to 3 hours because you're going to come back all fried with blisters all over, so that wouldn't be good. I also tell everybody to first test any oil and see how your body responds to it. I mean, the first time you use them, you definitely want to use a carrier oil. So there's 2 types of oils on here. There are the fatty oils and then there's essential oils. So fatty oils are like coconut or jojoba, which is very good skin oil. Even olive oil is good. So those are not the same as essential oils. Essential oils are very, very tiny molecularly, and fatty oils are very large molecularly. So if you ever put an essential oil on your skin and you get a little bit of redness or even a bit of burning sensation, what you want to do is take a carrier oil, one of those fatty oils like olive oil, to slow down the absorption rate in your body so your body can draw it in quite as quickly as it wants to, which is technically the reason why it's causing redness on your skin to start with. So by using a carrier oil within the essential oil, it slows down the rate the body can absorb the essential oil because it has to like ping pong to the larger molecules of the carrier oil to get into your skin. So, and you want to be wary putting oils topically near your eyes or any membrane part of your body. Also your ears, inside of your ears or your private areas. Trust me, I put peppermint on my fingers one time. I did not wash my hands and I scratched my eye. And believe me, I regretted it. But I survived, but it burned really bad. It was very uncomfortable for a little bit. So just be careful when you're using those in those areas. I mean, if you have to put an oil anywhere near your eye, I would recommend using a Q-tip instead. Don't tip the bottle towards your face. That wouldn't be a good thing. I'll also suggest areas like try like your feet, behind the ears, rests on the neck, the base of the skull. You only need to apply 1 to 3 drops of oil in the desired area. Now you always want to dilute oils on children because their skin is more permeable and absorbs the oils more quickly. My favorite place to put oils on my kids is their feet. There's also something called the Vita Flex chart. It's VITA Flex chart. You can look that up. It basically shows where you can apply essential oils topically to support certain systems in your body. Now, the last way to use essential oils is internally. Now, this is one of the most controversial subjects in the entire world of essential oils. One of the top aromatherapy schools in the United States, called NAHA, doesn't really advocate essential oils for internal use. Why? Well, that's because 95% of the essential oils companies are not safe for internal use. I mean, most oil companies don't carry any grass. It's generally regarded as safe essential oils, which have been cleared by the FDA. So NAHA also bases all of their decisions on the British model, which advocates topical use only. Now, I remember my mom putting a few drops of peppermint oil in my water to help my digestive problems. But that was in France. But Young Living is wonderful because they created a vitality line with distinctive labels so you can easily recognize which oils are safe to take internally. You can add like the oil to a glass of water, only use glass container. And I also like to add my essential oils to a vegetable or gelatin capsule. Sometimes I even cook with them. So we've talked a little bit about the do's and don'ts, but I really want to talk to you more about how important it is that you use your oil safely. It is very important to me. You always want to follow the label usage instructions. The outside label of every bottle contains aromatic, topical, and or dietary. Only ingest Young Living brand essential oils and follow dietary instructions on the label. Now, when you apply a new oil, it is always best to test one drop on a small patch of skin first, such as the underside of the forearm. Now, because skin sensitivity is highly individual, if your skin feels hot or turns red, you always want to apply a carrier oil to the area to dilute. Using water to wash out the area is really not effective, so use only like one new oil at a time to determine how your body responds. You want to wait about 30 minutes before applying another new oil, to see what effect it has on you and your skin. You want to keep essential oils in a cool, dry place and use amber and cobalt glass bottles. These are recommended over a clear glass bottle. Now, you never want to use essential oils in your eyes or ears, like I mentioned earlier. If you accidentally get oil in your eyes or your ears, inside your ears, you want to flush with a carrier oil, not water again. If skin sensitivity occurs, you want to dilute with a carrier oil. We've talked about citrus oil again. You don't want to go outside for a few hours after you apply that because you're going to be sorry. Because they're very sensitive, photosensitive oils. Now, essential oils also can be used during pregnancy, and it's really a personal choice. And there really are no hard and fast rules. You just want to be sure you follow the label directions and consult a medical professional with essential experience to be as safe as possible. And when used correctly, essential oils can actually help form a beautiful bond between motherhood and Mother Nature. For more information, Lindsay Elmo, actually, who is a Young Living Director of Global Education and Health Sciences, she actually has written an article on the use of essential oil during pregnancy. And I do have the link underneath this presentation if you want to look at it. Here's a huge reason to choose Young Living above all of the other companies out there. Young Living is a world leader in essential oils. We believe that your family deserves to harvest the benefits of nature's solutions every day without compromise. Our commitment to purity and stewardship is embodied in a unique proprietary process we call Seed to Seal. It's a promise of integrity. Really, no other company can match what Young Living does to ensure the purity and potency of the highest quality essential oils on the market. So Seed to Seal really means that each plant is hand-weeded. There's really no pesticides used, no chemicals, and no weed killers. The plants are harvested at the proper time of the year. They're even all over the world. There's even a farm in France. They're then put through vigorous testing processes. They are distilled without chemicals, with rigorous in-house and third-party standards. Then they go from the farm directly to your home. As you can tell, Seed to Seal is really not a slogan. It's both a promise to you and a reflection of this sense of global stewardship. And I really don't know of any other company out there that can say all of that. And because of that, guarantee the oils that are getting to you are truly pure. I also put a video of the Seed to Seal underneath this presentation. I want you to check out the Seed to Seal and fall in love with the company as much as I have. It's a great explanation of the time and precision Young Living uses to make sure what you're getting is only the best. So we've covered quite a bit of ground, and it might be a little bit overwhelming, and I can truly understand that. When I first started my oily journey, I knew nothing. Absolutely nothing. I knew that I could make my house smell really nice. Wonderfully nice by using my diffuser. And I also knew that it was much cheaper than the amount of money I was spending on all those plugins and candles and air fresheners, all those things that were actually making my environment toxic. I only learned after the fact that I was really poisoning my family by using these products. So, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you really don't need a ton of education to start using oil. You just need to learn the basics, and then you kind of learn as you go. And really the best thing that I could have done for my family was to buy this kit. It has changed our lives drastically. The Premier Starter Kit is the perfect option for those who are serious about transforming their lives. I mean, it's got 10 oils plus a bonus oil, so you've got 11 oils total. Probably 80 to 90% of what my family uses on a daily basis comes from this kit. And if you are already using oils, or I want you to feel free to share your personal stories on how a particular oil has helped you or someone you know. Now, lavender is the Swiss Army knife of all oils because of it has so many uses. It promotes relaxation. You can unwind by adding a few drops to a nighttime bath just to relieve stress. You can diffuse it for a fresh, clean scent and to eliminate odors. It also complements some of your favorite shampoos, lotions, or skincare products. It's great to support cuts, burns, rashes, dandruff, dry skin. Great support for seasonal allergies as well. My favorite sleepy time diffuser blend is actually 3 drops of lavender and 3 drops of cedarwood. I diffuse that and good night, my friends. I mean, I'm out. I would say when in doubt, use lavender. Frankincense is also one of the top skin oils. I personally use this in my facial toner. It kind of helps to smooth the appearance of the skin. It is a key ingredient in Young Living's Brain Power essential oil blend. It's also my squirrel oil. Kind of keeps me focused. Diffusing during prayer time or meditation helps with grounding and purpose. Peppermint is so potent and pure that 1 drop delivers the effectiveness of 26 cups of pure peppermint tea. I tend to carry this one around in my purse, and I use it like a smelling salt when I'm driving late at night or on long trips. It can actually help invigorate and awaken your senses. Ants and spiders also really hate this oil. So you can diffuse it or spray it around windows and baseboards. It's kind of like lavender. Peppermint helps relieve joint or muscle pain associated with rheumatoid arthritis as well as acting as supporting the digestive system. It's really a strong, clean, fresh, minty aroma. I do like to use peppermint and put a few drops in some vegetable capsules and take it orally every single morning, and it really helps my digestion, and I've really noticed a big improvement since I've started using it. Now, purification is a blend of many single essential oils like myrtle, citronella, lemongrass, rosemary, and tea tree. It really helps eliminate odors like teenagers' rooms, mosquito litters, stinky shoes. Like when my kids come back from like a softball game, and feet really stink. I have a daughter with really stinky feet, so I just put a few drops in the shoes, and it works like wonders. Also, the day before garbage goes out, if I've been really busy in the kitchen, I like to put a couple drops in the garbage can. This is also my favorite one to diffuse after I've cooked like eggs or fish. It works wonders in a spray to enjoy an annoyance-free outdoor experience as well. It can also be used for bites from spiders, wasps, bees, mosquitoes, and ants. In addition, it helps support healthy respiratory function. You can also enjoy, use purification by, you can like add it to your Young Living bath and shower gel base. You can add like 4 drops to like a cup of Epsom salt for like a soothing foot soak. You can add it to distilled water in a spray bottle to use when you travel. It helps, to freshen the air. So a lot of great things about this oil. Lemon, yet another approved health product for Young Living. This oil can help reduce symptoms of a cold and cough. It will also give you like an instant pick-me-up. Young Living's lemon oil is cold pressed from the rind of the lemon, not from the pulpy acidic juice, because of the vitamins and nutrients are really in the rind itself, not in the juice. Lemon, it's full of antioxidants that has been linked to a healthy immune system function. Remember that antioxidants create an unfriendly environment for free radicals that our bodies are in contact with daily. So, lemon can be added to the peppermint that we just talked about, and put it a little bit in one of those vegetable capsules and take it orally every day, and it can really, really benefit your body. By the way, this was like my aha moment with the oils. I mean, I immediately put my Aromaglide roller fitment on this one. I mean, this blend consists of wintergreen, clove, helichrysum, and peppermint. In my opinion, the starter kit is worth the purchase just for this blend alone. It's fabulous. This oil can be used after exercise to soothe your muscles, and it has a really nice stimulating aroma. I would really say more, but I can't, as I have to stay compliant with the FDA. But you really gotta trust me on this one and try it on your sore muscles. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to use it after sitting too long in this chair. Copaibo. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but no matter how you pronounce this one, it's amazing. And it really took me the longest to figure out how to use it. And now I add it pretty much to everything. I mean, this oil is considered a magnifier. If you apply this oil over any other oil, it amplifies the properties of the other oil and heightens the oil benefits. This oil comes from tapping the tree like you would a maple to get maple syrup. Copaiba supports the overall body, and it's a great skin oil. The dyes. This blend we use the most at our house, especially during Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner. It consists of anise, juniper, tarragon, fennel, ginger, lemongrass, patchouli, and peppermint. It's also a great oil if you're going if you're traveling by car, air, or boat, and you used to have a lot of motion sickness during those trips. It's a great oil to take with you. Also works to relieve constipation and gas. And, I mean, you know where I'm going. But a word of caution, it smells terrible, but it really, really works. So what I recommend is maybe to add it, to a gel capsule, or you can also add like 2 drops of the dyes and 1 drop of peppermint to your water for stimulating beverage. You can also add like 2 to 3 drops to honey for tasty snacks. So different ways to use this oil. RC. This was the very first oil blend that I shared with a friend of mine. This blend has 10 singles in it. It includes 3 different eucalyptus oils: lavender, cypress, marjoram, peppermint, myrtle, spruce, and pine. I pair it, with thieves in the blend called Raven when I feel like my immune system is falling below the wellness line. It really has an amazing uplifting aromatic scent to it. It also, on your screen, you can see like different ways you can use it. Like you can rub 3 drops on your feet before bedtime, or you can rub on feet or chest before exercising to uplift and inspire, or diffuse it just to create a comforting aroma. Thieves is probably one of my favorite. This is also a proprietary Young Living blend of single essential oils. It contains cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, clove, lemon, and rosemary. I just think it smells so, so good. This is my favorite one as I use it around the house every single day. I truly believe that life requires thieves. If nothing else, thieves is the best way to go. Young Living now has a full product line based on the Thieves Essential Oil Blend. They have like cleaners, oral care, laundry soap, dish soap, everything for your home where total wellness begins. I probably will have another class on this great product, so stay tuned. Now, Stress Away is the bonus oil that you're getting with Skit. This blend has a tropical exotic aroma. I like to actually call this one Mommy's Little Helper. I think it smells amazing, and I'm working on actually making a perfume out of this one. I think it's the perfect natural solution to combat normal stresses that creep into everyday life. I actually have like a roller on top of mine, and I like to just roll it on my wrist, on my neck, or even diffuse it when my kids are acting up. This unique blend of vanilla, lime, and other essential oils make relieving daily stress very convenient and easy. So this kit also comes with 2 sample packets of Ningxia Red whole food beverage. It's I think it's a funny name to pronounce. I say Ningxia Red just because I'm French, I guess. It's a supercharged drink with antioxidants. In fact, it contains wolfberry puree, which is the food with the highest antioxidant content in the world. Um, if you actually individually priced everything that's included in this kit, it would easily exceed that $300 retail price. But because Young Living is committed to making this kit affordable for everyone, they have generously allowed us to purchase this kit as a wholesale price for just like $160. And that gives us a wholesale membership for life. I mean, that's over $140 in savings. I think it's amazing. In fact, you save even more over time because there's so many household items that you simply won't even need to purchase anymore. Now, there are a couple ways you can get these oils. The first route is the retail customer route, where you can try anything that you want to, but you will pay the full retail price. This route is definitely the more expensive route. I mean, the products could range between $15 a bottle to over $200 a bottle. There are products that are all over the board, but if you buy them separately like that, it's going to be a lot more expensive and they're at full price. And even those everyday oils that we just went over in a class, that comes in the kit, it can come in a box as a retail customers, but it's upwards the $160 and it's just for that box of oils. That's it. You don't get everything else that comes in the kit. Now, the second route that I went to and that all my friends went is a more economical way, and that is to become a wholesale member. As a wholesale member, you can get the Premier Starter Kit, and there is so much more value going this route, and there is really no strings attached. I mean, I was very appreciative about it, and I didn't want to be locked into something that I didn't want to be tied down to. And as a wholesale member, by ordering the Premium Starter Kit, you will get all these oils that we just discussed, plus one bonus oil to stress away, and some oil sample packets, 2 Ningxia red drink samples. You get also little tiny travel bottles that you can, take with you or give away to your friends to try. I mean, loads of helpful information come with the kit too. Plus, you get a free home diffuser. I mean, the dewdrop one. That's the one that comes in that Premier Starter Kit. I mean, all of that for $160. I mean, that is what that box was at a retail customers. So you wouldn't get all that extra stuff. So that is why I decided to go this route. I mean, the fact that it's inexpensive for all those goodies, it's almost unheard of. I mean, so it's definitely the way that you need to go. And when you think about it, all the things that you don't need to get at the stores with all the chemicals in it anyway, that stuff that comes in a kit is kind of mind-blowing. It's blowing my mind. I mean, basically every oil that you get is a chemical you are not using. I mean, it's really a win-win for you and your family, more money in the bank in the long run. If you are still going back and forth in your mind, there is still a way that you can get your kit. Now, when you get the kit as a wholesale member, you also get the option to share these oils and products with friends. So let's say, for example, you have a friend that really wants to try a Premier Starter Kit for his home or her home, and they order it with your ID number. Then Young Living will send you a check for $50 in the mail. Now let's say you share with 3 of your friends. Young Living will send you a check for $150, which will almost pay for your initial kit altogether. So that's definitely a really cool option, and I really wanted you guys to know about. Now lastly, I want to leave you guys with this. When I originally got my Premier Starter Kit, my husband wasn't really too excited about it because that was money he thought was wasted. Although we both wanted to live in a toxin-free home, he didn't really believe that this kit was the answer. See, our son Chris was diagnosed with asthma a couple of years ago, and then since then we had been gradually eliminating all those chemicals from our home. So I got rid of my favorite scented candles, my bathroom cleaners, kitchen cleaners, and really only kept bleach at the house at the time. So my husband told me that I would have to work an extra shift at the hospital to make up for that money leaving our bank account. So that's what I did. I found a sponsor. I went on Facebook Marketplace and I bought a kit, and I worked an extra shift at the hospital. And after using the oils for a few days, we really saw what this kit could do for us and how it could definitely be a huge blessing for our family's health. So we really knew immediately that this was something that is very valuable to us. We have now rid our home of all store-bought chemicals. I diffuse oils every day. I clean my entire house with deep cleaner. I cook with them. I experiment with them, and I create new recipes that I know will benefit my family. Chris hasn't even had a single asthma attack since we started using these oils. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this, it's because I already can't keep a blessing like this to myself, and I want everyone to be able to benefit from these oils and get rid of all the chemicals that are sitting in their cabinets. I mean, you absolutely need Young Living, and you need it now because this life is so precious, and this is a way you can actually live abundantly. So if you guys want that too, follow the link on your screen and go ahead and sign up. If you need to talk with your spouse about it, I would be happy to send you the notes for this presentation with everything that we discussed so you can look it over. And I really don't think this is an accident that you came and listened to my presentation. I think this is information that you needed to hear because this is something that's going to absolutely change your life. I mean it is going to change your life in a lot of ways, and I really can't wait to hear about them. So thanks again, guys, for attending my presentation and allowing me to talk to you about the wonders of essential oils. I will be offering more online classes in the future, like skincare and thieves cleaner. I know all this information was quite overwhelming, but I really want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy lives to come and join me. If you are interested to get started with essential oils, I would love to have you sign up under my sponsorship. I always encourage people to sign up under whoever introduced them to the oils. But if you have not been introduced by anyone, I would be happy to get you started and be on my team. You can sign up by following the link underneath this presentation. Now, to end this class, tell me about your main reasons for attending this presentation. I really want to know what is making people watch my videos. I want to know if it's to support health and wellness, if it's because you want to reduce chemicals in your home, if you want to balance your emotions, or just for business opportunities. Remember, there's no right or wrong responses to this question. I really want to know what your main reason is for watching this video. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you again.